Hi everybody, Judy Tuttle here with Tuttle Up Stamping. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Midland, Texas, and I'm thrilled to be with you here today for day 2 of our long time no see mega product based online card class. So this week's class is a product based class, which means you get a quarter of a package of the DSP, you get linen thread, you get rhinestones, and you get the long time no see stamp set included. If you already have it, you can swap it out for $20 of anything else you want. You just need to let me know that when you register for the class, okay? So thanks for joining me. When you pop in, let me know you're here. Say hi. I always appreciate thumbs up and loves. They tell me you're watching and you're enjoying what I'm doing, so that's always fun. Real quickly, I'm going to go through all the stuff, okay? We have an awesome join special going on. Well, first of all, we have a kit sale that lasts through tomorrow, and I forgot to add it in my newsletter today, so I added it. I sent out another little email about it, so don't miss the opportunity to get up to 30% off all the kits. They said they're selling kits like crazy, which I believe, and yesterday I showed you 2 new kits that I think everyone should have. The Nutcracker Tags Kit and the Calm and Bright Kit. And they're 2 beautiful Christmas kits that you will love that are on sale. So you should grab those while you can. And join special, you want to join. If you're going to spend any more than $35, you should join, and then you get $125 worth of free stuff. So you can join for $35, get $125 worth of free stuff. And the reason anybody joins, Brenda, you can tell them, yay! Why do people join, Brenda? Brenda joined my team about 1.5 years ago. She was nervous about it, but the main reason people join is to get the 20% off all their future orders. So this is the cheapest, most inexpensive join special we have ever had, and you should jump on it. If you're going to spend more than $35, you might as well get $125, right? $90 free. Or the second option is to spend $99 and get $189, which is still $90 free, but it's especially for if you want bigger things, right? So either way is a good deal. Breast cancer fundraiser is on the way. I said $10 from each kit because I'm going to give my profits, whatever that comes out to, okay? So I am not in this breast cancer fundraiser to make money. I'm here to give my profits and be able to help and make a difference for all those women who are affected by breast cancer every day of the week, every year, and doing what we can to help the research that is needed. And it's come a long way in 10 years, but we continue to need. Every time someone dies of breast cancer just means we need to do more. So hopefully you can come join along with me in that. 12 Days of Christmas Advent Calendar is on low inventory, so if you want it, you should grab it. It's a box where you open the little doors, and every day has something special in it. So grab it while it's available. Don't miss out. You're going to be sad. And anybody who buys it from me gets a PDF of 12 projects to make with their box. So think about grabbing that. Then cookies and cards, cookies and treat holders at my house on October 20th. I'm partnering with Heather 2 from the Cookie Encounter to create a beautiful experience for people in Midland. So if you would like to come, the registration is open through Sunday of this week, and we need your registration so we know how many people to come, and I know how many kits to buy while they're on sale, okay? And then A Child is Born, the October Mega Card Class, where you make 10 Christmas cards using the Peaceful Garden paper in A Child is Born stamp set. Registration is still open for that. And I love you, Brenda. You're like, I got that, and I got that. That's funny. So A Child is Born, beautiful nativity Christmas cards made out of that. And last but not least, this week we are doing the Long Time No See Make a Card class. You will make 8 cards, to each of the cards that I'm showing you, and product and gems and linen thread. So let's go to my hands here, and here it is. So Long Time No See is the stamp set that is featured for this week. Super cute llamas and dachshunds. But you get lots of fun sayings. Happy birthday, Merry Christmas, long time no see, sorry I'm a little behind. I love that. And super cute cards. I'll show you the ones we did yesterday. You get a full package of the rhinestone embellishments. You get a full roll of the linen thread, which is fun, right? Thanks, Brenda. And tell them what the advantage is to you. Brenda's on my team. So one of the advantages to everybody who's on my team is that they get all our PDFs for free. So this PDF will be loaded onto our team page, and that is one of the advantages of being on our team. So I made a couple of llama cards, and look at these PDFs, you guys. These are not done sloppily or hard to read. We work really hard to make them PDFs that are easy to read, easy to follow the instructions, and you get large, beautiful color pictures of everything. Okay, so, and then you'll get a quarter of pack of this turtly awesome designer series paper, and we're using the back sides of these. So we used those dots yesterday. We're using this yellow music print today, the stripes, and then we're not using the turtles, but we are using these stripes back here as well. Okay, so awesome, fun class for this week, and I'm gonna put all of this kind of over to the side here. I want to show you the cards that we made yesterday. Let me put that stuff on the ground. And the cards we made yesterday were super fun. We made this llama Merry Christmas card, and it opened up to show the neck of the llama with all the Christmas lights and everything on it. We got some bling on there. Merry Christmas. That would make lots of people happy to see that. I have a friend that this would make her very happy. So that's one of our llama cards. We did 2 llama cards yesterday. And here is our other happy birthday llama card. Llama's coming in to say, happy birthday. So cute, right? And fun. And then the inside says, sorry, I'm a little behind. So I feel like that sorry, I'm a little behind, I'm going to be using a lot because I'm always a little late on my birthday cards. You would think someone with all the cards that I have would always be on time, but not necessarily so. You might be mistaken on that. Okay, so today's cards, those were 2 llama cards from yesterday. Today's cards are going to be Dachshund cards. And so here's one of them, a Merry Christmas Dachshund. How cute is that? Now, I know Brenda has a Dachshund. Great cards to give a friend that has a Dachshund or who just loves dogs, right? How cute is that? And then we just have the little string of lights on the inside there. And Imelda, my friend Imelda, loves it when there's lots of room to write on. Not really, but let's make this cute little card together. Super fun. So, I know you do. So I have Early Espresso card base, and it is cut 5.5 by 8.5, scored down the middle at 4 1/4. Early Espresso. And let me grab my bone folder here and get a nice, good crease on that edge. Okay, and then I have a piece of, this is crushed curry, and it has musical notes on it. Super fun. It's going to go over here on the edge of our card. So I'm going to grab some liquid glue. And adhere this over here on the left edge, about 1/4 of an inch off of the fold line. Beautiful. Okay, then I have a piece of old olive and a piece of Poppy Parade that has been embossed with the Forever Plaid embossing folder. Super fun. So I'm taking my old olive piece and I'm going to rough up the edges a little bit, give it a little texture so that it's not so flat on my card. How many of you have started roughing edges since I've been doing this on a lot of my cards? I think it really do think it makes a difference. The feel and the texture of the things that are on the front. And I'm going to add my Poppy Parade panel here. And just a tiny bit of that old olive shows through there. Okay, so I'm going to go back here, add some liquid glue. I could also use Seal Plus on my old olive panel if I wanted to, but I'm going to use liquid glue today. Okay. Going right here, I'm using liquid glue because I know it's a very tight fit. All right, and then this is going to get popped up with dimensionals onto my card front. So thank you for watching me today. I'm exhausted. I've been subbing this week, so I haven't done a full day of teaching in a long time, and I can tell because I'm really tired. So teaching is exhausting. It is a lot of work, and thank goodness people are helping me because I said yesterday the teacher didn't leave much for me. So I have been kind of flying by the seat of my pants. I think my Miss Lucy was just here. Oh, yep. She was saying hello, hello. She doesn't know that I'm on live right now. So maybe when she comes back, I'll have her come in and say hi. She's always fun. My daughter's with her too, and she's fun as well. But really, the star of the show is Miss Lucy, right? Okay, so I've got a Merry Christmas stamp here. I'm going to pull out my Real Red ink pad, and I'm going to stamp Merry Christmas across the bottom here. Right there. Beautiful. I'm going to pop this up. So my neighbor across the street has asked Lucy to start watering her plants this week while they're out of town. So she's loving this job. She feels very responsible. And I should start having her do that when we're out of town, right? She can do it for the neighbors. She can do it for her Mimi. All right, so this is going to get popped up right here on this card front. And I'm going to put it about right there. Okay. Wait. I'm talking about Lucy and I'm forgetting what I'm doing. Before I do that, I need to add my linen thread here behind this. So let me grab some linen thread. Yes, and Kristen. Yes, I love them both. For sure, for sure. Okay, so let me twist it like this. I'm just looping it around my hand, twisting it, and I'm going to put it on right here, kind of in the middle of my... Anybody else? Hi, Sue. Thanks for joining me. I'm glad you're here. You said that you watched yesterday's earlier today, right? So you're here for part 2. Okay. I'm going to just attach that with a piece of tear and tape. Let me cut this down a little bit there. And now... it's going to go on the front of my card where I meant it to be before. There we go, right like that. Super cute, right? I'm going to grab my inside here. And on the inside, I'm going to stamp some lights, Christmas lights across the bottom. So I still have my boot on. I think it'll be on for about, so I'm just going to stamp kind of two along this edge here. I'm going to bring it out so that it kind of comes into the card. Maybe one more here. There we go. Some little Christmas lights along the edge. And I'm just going to take my Daffodil Delight blender pen and I'm just going to color in those lights. So we don't have a crushed curry pen, which is why I'm using my Daffodil Delight, but it's close enough. It really is. The dark daffodil really is very close to crushed curry, but it would blend anyway, wouldn't it? There we go. So this one is going to go on the inside of our card. I'm just going to grab some Seal Plus. There we go. Okay, so one last thing to do is to stamp. Well, actually, there's two last things to do. Maybe three last things to do. Getting close, though. We're getting close to the end. I'm going to stamp my Dachshund. And right here, I'm going to color him up. So the body of my Dachshund on both of my cards is going to be crumb cake. So I'm going to go do his whole face and paws and back end in light first. Brenda, would you mind texting Kristen and letting her know I'm doing a live in the back room, just so she's aware that I'm here? I would appreciate it. Okay, so I'm coloring the whole cutie-patootie dog in light crumb cake, the fur part of him, okay? And then I'm grabbing my dark and doing just his ear on this one for a little contrast. Cute, huh? And then this one is colored in real red and granny apple green. And I'm just going to do, is this light or dark? Light. That's what I want. Light. Decided I need to get a new light granny apple green because this one's getting a little mushy tipped. When you use them for classes and your customers are using your blends, they tend to get a little mushy. But really, if you bought them just for yourself, they would last a really, really long time. I'm surprised even how long my blends last using them in all my classes. Okay, so there is the green on my Dachshund. Thank you. I appreciate that, Brenda. You're the best. And then I'm just going to add a little shading to the bottom here, just to give a little hint of some contrast. Right along that little edge right there. And you guys know me, I like to go back over it with my light and kind of blend it all in really well. So that's what I'm going to do. I think a circular motion with the blends is really helpful too when you're blending over the dark. Kind of brings it all, blends it all together really well. Ooh, it's squeaking. I need a new green apple green, don't I? I'm going to put that on my list. And then light and dark real red is what I have here. So this one is the light. Yep. Now my next Dachshund, I'm going to color his sweater a different combination. Last night when I was making it, I did it red and green like this one, and then I decided I wish I had done a different combination. So we're going to try it on our next card too, okay? All right, so I'm just coloring this in. There we go. And add a little contrast again with my real red. So Brenda, I know you bought this set. Have you done anything with it yet? Have you made any cards? And I went outside the line there, but it's going to be okay because I'm going to fussy cut this out, and I'll just cut that off. Blend it a little bit together here. Okay. Here we go. Just fussy cutting around my Dachshund, and see that part where I went out of the lines? I'm just going to cut it off. Getting very close to the edge here when I fussy cut this. Go around his face. We are not fussy cussing, we're fussy cutting. Some people call it fussy cussing. That makes me laugh. I don't find it displeasant. So, displeasing. Displeasant, is that a word? I tend to make up words in the English language and they sound very okay to me until I look them up and realize, like, it's not really a word, Judes. So, here we go. Okay. So every Tuesday night I go to dinner with some friends, and tonight we always go to the same Mexican restaurant. It's very good here in Midland. Tonight Jim can't go because he has other commitments tonight, so I'm going with him all by myself. Why give up a good Mexican dinner because your husband can't go, right? Okay, so think about that kit sale. You guys, it's got some great kits at some great discounts. So think about grabbing one or two. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dimensional behind the dog's head and kind of at the top of his body, but the bottom of his body is going to be glued flat. Okay, so let me grab a dimensional here. Awesome. I'm glad you did it. That's right. I remember you telling me you were going to do a long time no see one. That's a great idea. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to pull my threads a little bit out of the way here so the head of my dog can go flat on the card. There we go. Cute. Long time no see Dachshund. Our next card is going to say long time no see. This one just has the Dachshund on it. All right, and then I'm just going to add some bling, and we will have card number 1 completed for tonight. Tonight's card number 1. It's really card number 3 of the series. And remember, this time you get two of each card in your kit. It's a mega class, okay? So there we go. There's Dachshund card number 1. What do you guys think? Isn't it cute? He's so cute. Merry Christmas, and we got the little Christmas lights on the inside. Okay, so cutie-patootie. Let's move on to our next card because this one's going to take a little more time. Okay, but I love it. I do love it. So, it's just a little more coloring. So here's our card, our next card. long time, and then it opens up. Whoop, no C. Long time, no C. How cute is that? I love it. Okay, so let's do it. So I have a piece of Pool Party, cut 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2 and at 2 3/4. So I'm going to fold this back. Where did I put my bone folder? I do not know. It was right here. It's okay. It'll be fine. All right. Now, for the inside of my card here, my card base, I'm going to take, actually, let's just do all 3 of our panels here. So I have 3 panels that are garden green. 1, 2, 3. Garden green. This one is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. This is 4 1/8 by 2 5/8, and that's what this one is here. Okay. Now I have some strips of the DSP, and we had to cut them into strips instead of covering the whole thing because you only get a 1/4 pack, right? So we needed to make sure we had plenty of paper for you. So these strips that are 5 1/4 by 1 1/2 are gonna go top and bottom of this panel, right like that. Okay. Here we go. And then I cut 4 panels that are 1 1/2 by 2 1/2, and they're going to go at the top and bottom of each of these panels. That's great, Sue. Thanks for switching to YouTube. You can watch me wherever you want. Why did you switch to YouTube? Do you find it easier to watch on YouTube? I've been wondering that. And hey, by the way, if you're watching and you have not followed my Tuttle Up Stamping Facebook page, I am only 2 people away from 1,000 watchers, 1,000 followers. So I would love to hit that. Wouldn't that be a fun little mark to hit? 1,000 followers on my Tuttle Up Stamping Facebook page. So if you haven't followed me yet, click that follow button, and you can get me over 1,000. I would love that. That would be fun. God's been good, growing my business, and I appreciate all that you guys do for me. Okay, so these skinnier panels, one is going to go on the front here, very tight edge all the way around. Okay, I'm going to put another one on the second panel here using Seal Plus. I could use liquid glue as well. It doesn't really matter. I'm hitting the fast button here, and then this last one will go on the inside. Okay, it will go right there. Okay, whoop. So there are my panels. Easier to chat to me. Oh, good. Thanks. That's fine. Okay, so I have a basic white panel. I actually have 3 of them. 2 of them are 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. They're squares. Okay, so I have 2 squares that are 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. And then I have 1 panel that's 2 1/2 by 5 1/4. Okay, so that's going to go right there, and these 2 are going to go right here. Now this is what I'm going to do. On one of my, on the long panel, I'm going to grab a ruler right here, and I'm going to draw a very light line right here so that I know how to line up my dog. I'm going to erase it later, so don't worry about that. And then I'm going to do the same thing here because I need to know how to line up my dog all the way across these panels, okay? So I'm going to do about a quarter of an inch off the edge there, okay? Go like that. Okay, now, some people are freaking out and they're like, well, I can't believe she put a line, but it's going to help us a whole lot here. Okay, so I'm going to grab my Dachshund and I'm going to stamp. I'm going to make sure I clean the back end of him off really good here. Let's get that all cleaned off. Okay, and I'm going to stamp just the front end. I'm going to stamp it here, make sure I don't get any residue on that. Okay, so I'm going to grab my Memento black ink and I'm going to stamp just the front end of my dog, just the front end of the body. Okay, so he's going to go, and look, I'm lining up his paws so they're even with that line, even if the back part isn't going to show. Okay, so I'm stamping my dog right there, the front half of his cute little body right there. Okay, then I'm going to ink up, I'm going to clean this off, and I'm going to ink up just the back half of his body with the tail. Okay, making sure I didn't get anything on my paper when I do this. So now I'm going to do just the back half here of his body. Okay, and it's going to line up with the back end line that I drew here. Right like that. Okay, now to bridge the gap here, I have this really long piece that's going to bring it all together and match them all up on the inside. So I'm going to line this up on my grid paper like that, and I'm going to end up stamping this whole thing. Let me go a little further so that it's nice and straight on my Dachshund. Okay, so I'm going to ink this up. I don't know if you guys might have figured out an easier way to do this. And Brenda, I don't know if you did a long Dachshund like this, but maybe you found an easier way to line it all up. But this is what worked for me last night. So let's cross our fingers and hope that, okay, just do it, Judy, just do it. There we go. Okay, how cute is that? And then I have one more for the middle right here, so I'm just going to kind of move this over, and I'm going to put one more piece in the middle. So I'm going to move these out of the way, but just use them as a guide for my middle panel that's going to go right here. Okay, I hope this makes sense. You just want to make sure you get everything lined up as best you can so that it all kind of cohesively works together. Okay, so there we go. There's my Dachshunds and my my stripes of his little sweater. Okay, so now I'm going to take my sanding eraser. Hi, Karen. Thank you. I love this set too. I'm erasing my line that I created there. And my last one came off really easily, so I'm sure this one will too. Okay, there we go. And then back end of him as well. Okay, there we go. All right, now I'm going to start coloring. Okay, so it's going to take a little while to color this dog, and I should have done a little bit ahead of time, but I'm going to do the light crumb cake. So Karen, this is a class that you can get in the mail that includes all the paper, the embellishments, the linen thread, and the stamp set. Now, if you already have the stamp set, we will substitute it out for another stamp set or $20 in other products. Like maybe you need to get a couple blend duos. Like maybe you need the crumb cake or the real red or whatever. Okay, so there we go. Front end, back end. Now I've got to get my dark. I'm refreshing how to for a group of friends tomorrow. I do believe I might have cased one of yours. Aw, you're so sweet, Sue. That makes I love it when people case my videos because that shows me that you enjoy watching and getting inspired about what I do, which is, really what I want. There we go. I just did his little tail on the back end there. Okay. Now, what we're going to do with all these stripes, it's going to take a minute, so bear with me. I'm going to color his sweet little sweater with Pool Party and Granny Apple Green. Every other stripe. Pool Party, Granny Apple Green. Pool Party, Granny Apple Green. So I'm going to do all the Pool Party first. They're small, easy to fill in areas here, so it won't take too long. Okay, so this is going to be blue just on that edge right there, but it's going to kind of butt up to this one, so I'm going to make sure this one's blue as well. Pool Party blue. And then that's going to be green, so I'm going to make sure that one's green on that side. So let's keep going. Okay, there we go. Grab my Granny Apple Green. How cute is he? So you can see here that on my other Dachshund, I did red and green. It doesn't really matter. I just thought I really, according to the PDF, should have done blue and green. And it was late last night and I taught all day. And I wonder if I have another light Granny Apple Green. Let's see. Ah, I do. Let's throw this one away and grab one that's going to work better. So this one is a light. Okay. Oh, so much better to have one that works the way it should, right? Okay. Brush tip is what I'm using here. Now I could do a lot of shading on these stripes, kind of like I did on my other Dachshund, but for tonight, just for the sake of time, we're just going to color every other one, Pool Party and Granny Apple Green. Ooh, I need to get the little bottom of his sweater right here. Little arm. And call it good. We can always add even more blends when it's on the card if we want to add a little shading. Thinking about fajitas that I'm going to have for dinner tonight. Yum, yum, yum. All right, so there's my dog. Now I've cut a bunch of 1/2-inch strips. I've cut 2 of them, or maybe more, that are 5 1/4 by 1/2. And what I'm going to do is grab my Seal Plus, and right along the edge here, I'm going to just put some Seal Plus. Maybe a little closer to the edge there. Okay. And I'm just going to lay this, make sure none of the tape is, the nice thing about Seal Plus is if you get it off the edge, you can roll it over. and it won't show on the other side. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to take this, and I like to go this way with it, and just add a red edge evenly all the way down on that Dachshund. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I like the look that looks when you add that red stripe to the top and bottom of this. I think it's very classy. Okay, so here we go. This is going to go right here, and I'm just going to kind of eyeball it so that it's centered. I feel like it needs to go up just a tiny bit more. There we go. Cute. And then our middle ones, I have some 1/2-inch strips that are 2.5 inches wide. Have 4 of them. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add some Seal Plus to the edge here. Looks like it's a little long, but I can cut it off. Okay, I'm going to grab my snips. So Stampin' Up lost its manufacturer for our paper snips. They're not going to make them anymore. So they're currently looking for a new manufacturer. So hopefully they'll be back soon. And this is going to go in the center here. And I kind of want those stripes to line up. Okay. So I'm going to add some Seal Plus to the back of this. And then this is going to go right like that. All right, and then one more here. I'm not liking the look of this middle panel, and if it were me, I would probably take it off and make it a little bit wider, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to keep it the way it is. But I kind of wish that this panel went a little bit more so it covered up that DSP a little bit better. But we're going to call it good. Oh my goodness, got that on upside down here. My lines aren't lining up, are they? Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. Here we go. That was going to be a disjointed Dachshund there. Okay, so let me get this straight on here. There we go. Okay, and then this one is going to go right here. But before I put it on, I'm going to wrap some twine right around the end here. Let me straighten this off. Okay. Grab my linen thread, and it's going to get wrapped around this panel right on the end here by the tail. Definitely a card that takes a little more effort, but I think it's worth it for that long Dachshund look when we're done. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to make it right. So this is a perfect time to show you that this would be a great time to use a silicone mat, because I've already put the glue on the back. It's struggling to want to hold onto this so that I can tie it. So I'm going to pull these strings taut. There we go. It's kind of adhering to the silicone mat, but it's okay because that's what silicone mats are for. Is if you have glue on the back and you need something to hold it onto until you can get everything put together. So there we go. There's my bow right up there at the edge. And now I'm going to adhere this whole panel to the front piece here. Put a little linen thread on this side and over here, and I can kind of pull that thread in to make sure it's nice and tight. And now, hello Deanne, thanks for coming on. Yeah, Karen's been in here. We've had a fun day crafting together. Okay, so there's my Dachshund. Okay, it closes like this. Long time no see is what it's going to say. So I have 2 panels of Pool Party that are 1/2 by 2. And on each of them in black ink. So all I've used on this card is black and red ink on these 2 Dachshund cards. And no see is going to go on this panel. And long time is going to go on the other one. Whoop. And we're going to add some dimensionals behind these. One right here, right here. This is going to get attached on the front end. So they're going to see long time. And then on the back end, it's going to say no see. Thank you. I'm glad you like it, Sue. I think it's adorable too. I think this whole class is super cute. Kind of takes you by surprise, right? I don't know about y'all, but when I first saw it, I thought, oh, it's all right. I don't know, but I have really had fun. So long time no see. I just need to add some bling. And for this one, I really did add bling all the way across it. So I'm going to start with one right here. And then a smaller one down here. And then a medium-sized one right here on my label, and then a big one and a small one in this corner. Now when I shut the card, you're only going to see 3. That's kind of the joy of it, right? So when I shut the card, hi Sherry, thanks for joining me. You only see 3, right? Long time, and it opens up, no see. So how cute is that? Isn't that fun? Okay, so you can see here that I colored this one in red and green, and I colored this one in blue and green, because really this gives a Christmas feel, but this isn't necessarily a Christmas card, right? So here is card number 4. Let me pull out all my other ones here. Here's card number 3. And I'm going to move this over. Here's cards number 1 and 2. There we go. And here's card number 1 with the long-necked llama. So this is what you would get in your make and take packet, enough to make this many cards with the paper, the embellishments, the ribbon, PDF, and all of the product included, including the linen thread and those rhinestones. So think about getting this class to go. Tomorrow night, I'm going to come on. Thank you, Karen. Tomorrow night, I'm going to come on with a bonus project. that you could make with this. We won't include it in the make and take, but it is included in the PDF. And it's a little gift box that's super cute. It can hold a lot of things. So join me here tomorrow at 5. It'll be fast and easy and quick. And that will end our online class to go for the week. So God bless everybody. Be sure to send me some hearts and some thumbs up. Share me out to your friends, and think about getting this mega card class to go from me. I'll put the link up in the description above. So bye-bye, and I will see you tomorrow night at 5.